Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Gotcha. Does anybody not have audio?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sean. It's been a pretty fun week, the holiday weekend.
Yeah, did anybody run any campaigns over the weekend?
I did.
Awesome. How about weekly results? Did you guys get those turned in?
Yep.
So how was your week? How'd it go?
Pretty slow.
What's that mean?
2 leads out of 4 ads running for 4 days.
All right. Anybody else?
I got a dozen leads that came in, plus a 13th for a person that actually contacted me through comments and didn't want to fill out the form, but at least she contacted me.
Sweet. How about Brian or,
Yeah,
or Mark?
I had 3 ads running. I only got 1 lead. I had a decent amount of engagement. I had like 36 total link clicks, but only 1 form filled out.
Okay.
This is Brian. Yeah, no, I had 3 different ads running, and one, had a huge, shared, I don't know, multiple times. I got no forms filled out, but 159 shares on the ad.
Wow.
700 post engagements. Really, a lot of activity on it, but no forms.
Awesome. How about the homework? Did you guys get your homework done?
Yeah, Sean, this is Jordan. I did. That was nerve-wracking for me, but I appreciate getting pushed out of my comfort zone.
So this week we were working on, should have been working on week 3 module, which would have gone over the ads manager, traffic drivers, and then the marketing versus branding activity, and getting the video, our first video put out. So did anybody not get their video done?
I did not, Brian.
Ryan was the only one that didn't get one done? Cool. Well, let's take a look at some of those videos then. Where shall we start? Let's see, Brian, Anthony, did you got your video done, right? Anthony, are you on the call? Did you leave? All right, Anthony's not there. How about Chad?
You may not have heard me a minute ago. I did not get one put up yet.
Oh, didn't get yours done. Okay.
No. I was going to do it today.
Who got a video done that we can take a look at? Did Mark, did you get yours? Justin?
Yeah, I did. I think you liked it.
Awesome.
Facebook liked it.
Why aren't you pulling up there? Tell us about your video. How'd it go?
It was. I can bring it up here. I posted it just telling everybody I was opening up next month, and I got decent engagement. There it is.
Oh wow, yeah, I did. Very cool. How many views did it get?
I don't know how to tell that.
Yeah, normally it'll show you right there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Huh.
Because I've seen that with other posts or other videos, but for some reason it wouldn't show up there.
Weird. Okay. Did you post it from like a third party app? Some of those videos then. Where shall we start? Oh, we've got some lag there. If you'll mute your speakers out. You got your video done, right? Can you mute yourselves out there? So we got some feedback. Looks like Mark didn't get his video. What kept us from getting the videos done? Anthony, are you on the call? Did you leave? Who is that? So what kept us from getting the videos done?
Laziness.
Awesome.
I'll be honest and say it. I just hadn't shot the video yet.
How about the marketing versus branding downloads? Did we get those done?
Yeah, I did those.
Awesome. Let's talk on those really quick because these are oftentimes overlooked, but critically important. What's going on here?
Hey Sean, this is Jordan. The connection went away and I got back on. I would like to show you my video if we have time.
Yeah, if you'll bring it up. There we go. Let's take a look at Jordan. Awesome. So what was the nature of the video?
Well, it was one of the key reasons why I started my agency. It has to do with partnering with the customer and not being just the professional and being the only one that's informed about their policies.
Okay, good deal. So one of the things that hinders the engagement is the fact that you've got this this website here in the post. So when you're looking at EdgeRank, anytime that you post a link to go to a third-party website outside of the Facebook platform, it's going to cause your post to be suppressed because Facebook knows you're trying to take their traffic and send them to another website. So that's probably why you saw a little bit less engagement than you probably would have had you just post the video by itself with no website link. But still a good job anyway getting the video done.
Okay, thanks, Sean. I appreciate the information.
Let's look at the marketing and branding worksheets. Can you guys see my screen? Is that pulling up? Doesn't look like it.
I can see it.
Can you guys see my screen there?
Yep.
Awesome. So did we get through this? Like everybody got through this, or at least took a look at it?
Yep.
Because it should help us to really kind of think of marketing in a little bit of a different perspective than we probably had before. I think a lot of us spend too much money and energy on branding efforts rather than marketing efforts. Marketing is an investment that generates revenue and profit opportunity for growth. It's a function of advertising that we should be able to produce tangible results. And anytime we go into a marketing venture, or an advertising venture, we need to determine, is it marketing or is it branding? And really decide where we need to be putting our money. And most of you probably should be spending very little on branding. There's so many opportunities to brand yourself for free using social media, using Facebook, using LinkedIn, with email campaigns, internal marketing, or internal advertising strategies like mailers and things of that nature to your current customer list. But right now, most of you are probably in the growth stage where you need to be spending marketing dollars that are going to be able to turn revenue back to you rather immediately. And you need to really determine and set expectations of what you want to have happen as a result of any marketing ventures that you go forth with. You know, I think a lot of times we haphazardly just kind of throw money out there to get our name out there, and we really don't know what that means. We just, like everybody says, get your name out there, so we just kind of use that as a catchphrase term without really having any expectations of what we really expect to have happen. Like, if you have a billboard, what are you really expecting to have happen? Do you really expect like people to pull over to the shoulder and jot down your number or take a picture of the billboard to call you later for a quote? Like, it's not going to happen. So, you know, if you're spending money in those types of advertising functions where, you know, realistically there's not any real return that you're expecting, is that a good place to be spending money? So evaluating where you're spending your advertising dollars and making sure that anytime you do spend money that you take some time to think about the expected outcome and expected rate of return. And then, you know, really looking at from a branding perspective, you know, understanding where you fit in the marketplace. Like, what is the brand that you're trying to build here? You know, I think very few people actually stop and think about that and try to think about what does my agency stand for? Like, what do I want people to think or feel when they hear of my agency? You know, branding is really, you need to think of branding as a function of advertising that invokes emotion. It's that first, you know, it's that initial feeling that people get, that first impression, first thing that pops to their mind whenever they hear you or your agency's name. And we oftentimes don't take time to think about what that means and what we want for that. And so we kind of just haphazardly get our name out there without any real purpose behind it, or really any real, you know, direction that we're trying to head with that. And so if we haven't first decided what our brand is, then there's no possible way we're going to be able to filter that down to our staff, and we're certainly not going to be able to filter that out into the marketplace. So if you haven't established what your brand is, then every message that you're putting out there, you know, is not really purposeful. And, you know, you got to think of everything that you're putting out there, every post, every video, every, you know, ad that you put in the newspaper, or in a magazine, or whatever it is that you're doing, is you know, needs to be in alignment with that brand that you're trying to build. So who has a brand identity that they, or an idea of the brand identity that they're wanting to establish here?
Sean, can you hear me?
Yep.
You know, being an independent agent and coming from the captive world of the past, the branding and things are just drastically different for me. And sometimes I get caught up in what is the best way to brand you. So part of what we try to do is brand ourselves as an agency that educates its customers, as well as has multiple options for the customer, instead of, you know, just playing off whatever branding the particular company we're going to run them with has.
Right.
That's
Okay.
kind of the direction I'm thinking anyways. Whatever thoughts you have would be great.
Yeah, and so, you know, being a value add to your clients in terms of educating them on coverage is certainly a worthwhile cause, and you know, a brand that you want to build. But what specifically are you wanting the clients to think? Like, think of this from the client's perspective, and kind of put yourself in their shoes, and, you know, ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? Like, what do I want clients to think when they hear my agency's name? And, you know, I think that's really what's going to help guide you in that direction. And then once you have that answer, evaluate what is that, you know, what are you doing to further articulate that brand and let that be known that this is what we stand for. This is the what separates us. This is what makes us different. Like, what are you trying to what are you doing from like your profile photos and the cover photos, your website, you know, everything that's out there, is that portraying and are you able to articulate that message and that brand through your website and through the videos and through the post, and making sure that you're consciously aware of the fact that you want to build that brand identity, and without keeping that at the forefront, we'll sometimes get lost in just kind of getting pulled in all these different directions. For me, my brand that I wanted to build was I wanted to be the go-to guy for homeowners insurance. So anytime I posted a client success or anything along those lines, it was always with regards to the homeowners. I was always thanking real estate agents for referring their home buyer clients to me, and giving shouts out to lenders for sending referrals over and closing loans with their buyers and things of that nature, because everything I wanted to put out was homeowners insurance, homeowners. If I got a good deal for an investor on some of his investment properties, I would post that client success. I wanted to build a brand of somebody that was young, hungry, go-getter, entrepreneur, that was client-driven, always ready to go the extra mile. And so I made sure that any time that I had any kind of photos out, I would make sure that it was consistent, and I still do that today. I make sure that I always have professional graphics done, and my cover photos are always professional, and I want to make sure that I present myself in a very professional manner and spend the extra time and money on making sure that my websites are fresh and they're clean and they're up to date and they don't look cheesy or cheap. All of that stuff it comes into play when the customers and referral partners alike are looking and evaluating you from a distance. People are watching your posts and watching your videos, and they're determining whether or not you're somebody they want to do business with. And so we can either use that to our advantage, or it can be something that bites us in the ass if we're not careful about how we're positioning ourselves and the content that we're putting out. So we want to use what I call attraction marketing, and making sure that we understand we have the ability with social media to let people have an insight into who we are, into what kinds of things we're into and things that we like, and the fact that we have families or whether we don't have families, or the different TV shows we watch. And the more that people can learn about you as a person, because ultimately that's what they're buying. They're buying you. They're buying certainty and trust from you, the agent, not from State Farm or Travelers or Geico or Progressive or whomever it is that you're riding with. They're buying you. Everybody has to have insurance. It's not a matter of whether or not they're going to have an auto policy or a home policy. It's a matter of who they're getting it from. And so being able to understand that and really keep that at the forefront, and understand that we have the ability to start fostering these relationships from a distance and giving people an insight into who we are, we're going to attract people naturally, are going to gravitate and say, yeah, I got a lot in common with this guy. He's somebody I would want to work with. And we end up repelling people who we probably wouldn't want to deal with. And we're able to use our marketing as our best salesperson. Start thinking of objections that people might face. And we can also use social media to gain insight into what's important to our customers. You want to know why people chose the agency that they chose? Ask them. Say, why did you choose the company that you're with? Was it convenient? Was it price? Was it the company? Was it the agent? What was it that you were looking for in your insurance agent? And the marketplace will tell you what they want, and you can tailor your offering to fit those needs. So I think it's something that definitely you guys need to work through that and figure out what your value proposition is. Figure out where the opportunity lies in your market. For me, homeowners is a pain point in North Texas. The premiums are ridiculous, and it was an opportunity that I saw. We had a great product for a great price. We were typically more competitive than most major carriers with our pricing model, so that was the segment that I went after. Maybe if we were auto, then I would have done auto, but it just so happened when I look at my marketplace around me, that's where the opportunity lies. And too many insurance agents try to be all things to all people, and you end up confusing the marketplace with understanding, well, what is this guy really about? Like, what is his specialty? What is he good at? Because last week he was talking about financial services, and this week he's talking about auto insurance. I really don't know what I need to go to this guy for. You can't be all things to all people. You can't effectively market that. So, figure out what your niche is and position yourself in that way. Cool. Thanks for sharing. So let's take a look at a couple of your guys' campaigns and see what you guys came up with and where we might be able to make some adjustments to get some better lead flow. If you want to go ahead and share your campaign, on the left side of the screen, there's a green box with a white arrow. Go ahead and click that. Open up your ads manager, and we can take a look at those. Who wants to go?
I will.
Good. Go ahead and open up your ads manager. There you go. And let's take a look at one of these.
So one of them had the 20% text issue after 6 hours or so, but I got good engagement from the amount of reach, I feel like. That was that WCPSS.
Well, let's take a look at one that actually ran. Okay, on the right side where it says See Post in that little box, click that.
Where is that?
It's right underneath where it says Delivery. It's a blue hyperlink. It says See Post. There you go. All right. Let's click on that bit.ly code. Okay. And let's go back to the Ads Manager. And then click the pencil for the edit. Okay. One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to schedule an end date. You want to let these campaigns run open-ended. Reason being is you're as a marketer, you're competing for traffic on Facebook with other marketers. So if the people that are in your campaign also fit the demographic characteristics of another company, then you're going to be competing for placement and whether or not your ad gets shown versus somebody else. Okay. That comes down to daily budget, and then when you look at scheduled end dates, if you've got an end date of say 10 days out from the day you started at $5 a day, your value as a customer to Facebook is $50, okay, regardless of the return on the campaign. Makes no difference. You're paying $50 max. If I came in and I was $5 a day, but I didn't have an end date, and your people were in my category as well, like they fit the demographic makeup of my perfect customer, I'm going to get preferential placement over you because Facebook says, hey, this guy over here is only going to spend 50 regardless. This guy's going to keep spending 5 as long as we're getting him results. So let's make sure we're keeping him happy to keep him paying.
Right.
So best foot forward anytime you put an ad together, because you can always go and stop and pause or whatever the campaign if the spend is getting too high. But you never want to limit yourself. Plus, if you're doing really good with a campaign and then all of a sudden you hit your limit, then they're going to shut you down, and you could have had a really good thing going, and then it shuts down, then you got to go back in and start it back up, and you lost all the edge rank and momentum that you had going from the ad. So it's always best practice not to do that. So then scroll down. Let's take a look at the audience. Okay. Okay, good, targeted correctly there. And then let's look at the demographics here, or the performance numbers. Yeah, just click off that screen. There you go. And then that performance drop down, click that and go to performance and clicks. It's on the right side underneath the ad set box, the drop downs. Go down just a little more right there where it says columns. There's a drop down screen right above the numbers. There you go.
All right.
Performance and clicks. Okay, and how many WUFUs did you have filled out?
0.
Okay, so we had.
And I ran 3 ads and had only 1 form filled out. From the
Scroll to the
3.
right. Okay, so you haven't. Is this ad still running?
No.
Okay, so you want to make sure that you run an ad for at least 3 days or at least 500 unique views before you do any kind of evaluating or testing, determining whether or not an ad was worthwhile. One of the things that you want to look at is, and all of next week we're going to dive deep into these analytics and get further into it, but one of the things that you want to look at is your link clicks, which is the number of people that actually clicked on the form. So you only had 9 people that clicked on the form. You want to see between 5 and 10% on the number of link clicks that actually convert to fill out a form. So
That one's terrible. It's like 1%, right?
well, you don't have enough data yet, right? Because 10% of 10 people would be one form. So you would want at least 10 link clicks before you expect to get a form filled out.
Okay.
So you haven't had enough people. It hasn't run through enough to determine its effectiveness. So I would keep running that because it looks like you're on track there from the click-through perspective, and the number of ad clicks to site clicks.
Should the billing be set at impressions or engagement? There's those 2 options.
Engagement.
Okay. What
So
do you?
I would turn that back on.
Okay.
And then also you gotta take into consideration over the weekend was holiday weekend. It's gonna be really hit or miss on any time you're running a holiday weekend. So you're gonna be really good or really bad, just depending on everybody's market's a little bit different. People are either gonna be all the way dialed out or they're gonna be bored as hell at home with nothing to do and be all over social media.
Right.
So kind of tough to evaluate on a holiday weekend like that.
Right. Is there anything I should change on the form?
No, it looked good. It was a little noisy in the background,
Okay.
but other than that, it's all right.
All right.
Sometimes it helps too to make the form coincide with the company. So you could have one generic form, for that you use for every company, but it helps to have that second layer of affinity that gets built when you have the form pop up and it's got their company picture or whatever on that header. It just kind of reinforces that this is for them and for those employees or whatever.
Okay. Like this one.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
All right.
Let's see. Chad, do you have audio? No. Chad, do you have audio? Jordan or Brian, do you guys have any funnels up?
I've got my Royal Caribbean, my newest one, up on Ads Manager.
Okay, yeah, pull that up.
All right.
I can't see your screen if you're in the Ads Manager.
I just got Ads Manager up. Should
There you
be
go.
showing.
Yep. All right. Scroll up a little bit. Click where it says See Post. Okay, click on the Bitly code. Okay. And let's go back to the Ads Manager screen.
I appreciate you telling me about taking the email out of there too last week, Sean. I did that, and I'm liking the contact I'm having better.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So click on the ad set Royal Caribbean employees. Oh, yeah, you're already there. Okay, scroll down. So you've got a great click through how many forms?
I've got 5 forms, and then another person who is contacting me outside of the forms. For some reason, she didn't want to fill it out. So 6 basically total.
Okay, scroll to the left. Okay, perfect.
So that's pretty good. 6 forms for $25. I mean, Sean, what should we expect to spend per form filled out?
I would say probably around $3, $4 per form. It's going to vary just depending on the industry, the level of engagement that you're getting. You start getting a lot more. You start really driving down the cost when you get more organic engagement versus paid engagement. So it helps when you're getting people that are liking and sharing and things of that nature, because anything that happens as a result of that newsfeed activity, you're not paying for. You're only paying for people who directly respond to the sponsored ad. So there's a lot of factors, but I'd say as long as you're spending $3 to $5 per quote, you're doing good.
Okay.
Chad, do you have audio? You had it earlier.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Go back to your ads manager.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at one of these. Click on where it says ad set name on the left side, down at the bottom, regions, the first one. Yep. Over to the right where it says see posts, click that. Okay, and then click the Bitly code. Okay, looks good there. And then go back to the ads manager. Scroll down where it says performance and clicks. Or performance, drop that down to performance and clicks. And then we scroll to the right and scroll up, up. Go back to where it says ad name, post engagement on the left side there. We're trying to get to the ad set here.
Okay.
Click on that. Okay, at the top where it says ad set regions, if you'll click there. Very top of the screen, kind of right in the middle. Yeah. Click the pencil on the right side.
Over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, scroll down. Scroll down. All right. And then go back to the performance. And then do the scroll down to the right. Go to performance and clicks.
Let me get back to that.
No, just the, yeah.
There we go.
Scroll down and scroll to the right. Okay. Whoop. Scroll to the left just a little bit. 74, 3.16. All right. And how many forms did you get on this one?
Out of running it 9 out of 14 days, I've gotten 4 forms.
Okay. And then how many quotes on each form?
An average of 1, but I've had one lady that wanted 2. So.
Okay. Go back to your form.
All right.
The Wufoo tab.
Yeah.
You've already got it open up there.
There. Let me get to it.
Oh, you got 6 forms.
6. I'm sorry. I was looking at a different one.
Okay, scroll down. Yeah, so this is where you'll want to change that monoline. You got it set up to attract a bunch of monoline quotes. The better way to position that is to offer auto and home, auto only, auto home and life, or life only. Those are the options that I like to use.
Okay.
Because it's gonna get, on average, probably 30% of people are gonna request either auto and home or auto home and life.
Okay.
And so you're gonna get more multi-line quotes that way. And even with a monoline, obviously you can cross-sell, but the easier you can make it for yourself, the better. If somebody asks for an auto and home, then they're gonna be receptive to the auto and home versus you trying to make an extra sale to say, well, let's take a look at your home, because if you quote them on the auto and then you're more expensive, they're not going to give you the chance to quote the home. So at least that way you've got the ability to go ahead and quote both of them right off the bat.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like you're doing everything there. I would just make sure you do some tweaks there on that, and then preferred contact method, I would get rid of that email, because they're almost always probably going to select email.
Okay.
Anthony, do you have some we can look at? Did you just start this ad? Oh, those are the results. Oh, reach 2,300. Okay, scroll up. Go back to the ad name. Scroll up. Yeah, click the pencil. Scroll down. Okay, awesome. And then go back to the performance. How many forms did you get on this one? Awesome. Okay. 9 for 44. Yeah, it looks like you got everything going right there. Good job. All right. So what we'll look at then for this 4th week here is, now that we've got the hang of putting these funnels together and we've got the hang of the ads manager, we're going to it's going to be a review week, but what I want you guys to do is pop over to week 5 and start working on the Power Editor trainings and start building your funnels through Power Editor. We've got about 2.5 hours or so, 3 hours of video of different Power Editors. There's so much to learn in Power Editor. It's really hard to just do one class. So we've got a few different that you can work on. But the key here with Power Editor is that it gives us the ability to manage multiple campaigns at one time without having to just litter our page with ads. And so we want to move toward a dark posting strategy where we're not just running post after post after post after post of ads. It's okay to put a post every now and again and then run that from Ads Manager, but you really want to start running your campaigns from Power Editor. And it's really the same process. It's just there's just some different options. So rather than going through the linear format of Ads Manager, you've got all of your campaigns, ad sets, and ads over here. And you're just going to simply go to create your campaign. You've got a couple of options here. You can use an existing campaign. So if you've already created a campaign that you want to drop this ad into, then you can use that, or you can create a new one. This is really important to start clustering your campaigns and organizing them so that you can really start to manage multiple campaigns at once, easily see all of the analytics, and start monitoring your ROI. What we're going to do next week after we run another campaign, we're going to have you guys start a campaign through Power Editor, and we're going to dive into the analytics, and we're going to show you what you need to be looking for, what your benchmarks are of these campaigns, and how you can really collapse the window of time that it takes to find those campaigns that really hit. Run a consistent number of employer ads. Those are all easy. They're pretty cut and dry. You guys all seem to have the targeting down correctly. You've got your Wufoo forms built. You know how to build the funnel. So run those consistently, just using testing out different employers and building a nice solid base of employer ads. But you really want to start focusing on generating some funnels outside of the employer realm. Start looking at job industries or job titles, running campaigns to those folks, branching out into maybe some home buyer leads or something along those lines. Work through that perfect customer and create those types of campaigns. But what you need to do is create your campaign and think of your campaign as your wide net. That's the big group of broad stroke. So like employer ads, that's one campaign, right? You don't want to create a campaign for Walmart, a campaign for Nike, a campaign for Cisco. You want one campaign that are all employer ads. So you'll say employer ads is one campaign. Within that campaign, you'll have your different ad sets. So let's say I want to create my campaign, and my business is insurance leads. These are people who own insurance agents that I want to drive leads to. Now within that, I have different ad sets. I might have an ad set for State Farm only, for Farmers only, for Allstate only. I might have an ad set for all the major carriers combined. I'll have an ad set for independent agents. I'll have an ad set for job titles, have an ad set for industries. All the different ways that I can think about targeting insurance agents will be my ad sets. So for you guys, you'd have your campaign of employer ads, and then you'll have your Cisco, your Walmart, your Target, your Kohl's, your whatever employers are in your area. Each of those are ad sets. Then within the ad set, you go and create your ad to those variations of people. So with this one, we'll just say and so we go create, and you'll notice here that I haven't yet done any of my audience filtering or anything of that nature. So this is going to be my campaign. I got to select the page that it's going to go from. So this is very similar to your ad set, where if you were to go into Ads Manager and create a campaign, I would go create ad, and it's going to say, what is my campaign objective? That's where I'm at here, and then it's going to say, what page do you want to run this from, right? So I'm going to select the page that I want to run it from here, and it's going to say, do I want to use an existing post, something that's already on my page, or do I want to create a post, right? So these are the posts that are already on your page. What you need to understand is if you put a post on your page and then you run traffic to it, you cannot edit that post. So if something needs to change, then you're just going to have to stop, delete it, and start over. The advantage of using the create ad is that I can actually create a post that looks like a newsfeed post, but it doesn't actually sit on my timeline. And the only people that will see it will be the intended audience. Right? So what I can do here is I can say and you can see as I make the posts here, it'll come over here to this side and show me what it'll look like. Right, so I can say whatever, and then I select my image. So I post the image that I want to put on the post, and then it'll show up. So here I would say, save new programs, discounts, etc., etc. Wufoo link here, and then I make sure that it looks aesthetically the way that we want it to look, and then it's already in the ad set that I've outlined here, a big 5. But if I was creating a new ad set, it would show up over here, like the ad set that I want to select. So I'd select the ad set, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to create my targeting filters, just the same way I would inside the Ads Manager. So it's all the same options, but the key difference here is that I'm going to be able to make edits in real time. So with this one, if I saw a typo or I needed to change some wording out, maybe it wasn't working quite the way I wanted to, I could go in here and edit this while the ad is running. And it also it's not on my page. So you really want to get to where you're managing multiple campaigns at one time. You're running 3 or 4 or 5 ads at once, but your page isn't just stacked with ad, because then it's not a valuable page. People aren't going to follow it. You could get flagged for spam. This page doesn't do anything but sit here and litter with ads. So you want to get to where you're putting content on your page and making the page resourceful for those that follow it, and then you're running ads in the background to generate new leads and new interests and things of that sort. But you can also, if you have a post out already, you can go and you can use that post that you've already got on the page, and you notice nowhere along the way have I hit save anywhere. It's a little bit different. So what I could do is I could go and set up and make a bunch of different edits and set up a bunch of ads, and then I can just do them all in one shot. So you go to review changes, it's going to show you which changes are updating. Done, and now my videos are going, or my ads are all running now. And so then what I can do is I could say I want to look at all of I want to look at this campaign and see how all my ads are performing. So now I can see all the different ad sets, or in your case, all the different employers that you're running at once, and you can compare them all at one shot rather than going screen by screen by screen. So if I was running 4 different campaigns and I wanted to see which one was doing the best for me, I would have to open one up, jot down the numbers, or screenshot it somewhere, open another one up, and look at those side by side to figure out what's performing best. In this case, I can just look at them all at the same time, and then I can go to an in particular ad or an ad set and look at all the different ads that I'm running to that ad set and check out the performance there. So you want to start clustering those. So you might have employer ads as one campaign, and then you might have auto insurance leads as another campaign, home insurance leads as another campaign, life insurance leads as a campaign, commercial insurance as a campaign, and those are your big nets. And then within each of those campaigns, all the different segments and ad sets and target audiences that you're going to set up, and then within those you'll have different ads. And so as you move outside the employer realm, you're going to have to start thinking a little bit more about your perfect customer, because if we say let's set up a campaign to generate homeowners insurance leads, well, there's a lot of variables to that. So you're going to have several different ad sets of target audiences. When you go through the perfect customer, think about homeowners insurance leads. Well, what type of homeowner, right? What does that person look like demographically? What is their age range? What's their marital status? Where are they at geographically in the state? Okay, we've got all those figured out. And now what is the reason? What is the value add proposition that we're going to be giving these folks to entice them to click on the ad? Like, what's going on? Why do they need the home policy? Are they in the process of buying a new home? Is their homeowners about to renew? Have they experienced rate increases? Do they have a new roof discount that maybe we need to bring up? Is flood protection an issue in your market? Like, what's going on in your market that we're going to attack as the primary source of causing these folks to fill out the ad? Like, what is our solution to the situation that they're facing? And then we're going to set those ad sets up, and then from there we're going to have to start looking at, now that we've got the ad set, now how are we going to, what is the ad copy we're going to use? What's the headline? What is the photo we're going to use? So maybe we'll set up one ad set for 25 to 49 homeowners In North Texas, we have a big issue with a lot of hailstorms. People get a new roof. Our company has a 25% discount with new roofs. Oftentimes when somebody gets a new roof, the company doesn't go and update the fact that they have a new roof, so they're not experiencing that discount. I can be pretty competitive with those folks. So I'm going to write out this ad set, and then I'm going to create an ad that says, attention homeowners. Texas just approved 25% savings for homeowners with new roofs. If you click here, if you have a new roof, click here to find out how much you can be saving on your insurance today. Woofu, photo. That's one. Now I want to say the same ad. I want to run the same use that same ad set, and I want to run another ad that has the same headline, same ad copy, but a different photo. Now what I've done is I've split tested the photo to see which photo is going to perform best. The only variable in those two examples is the photo. And then I want to also run one that has a different headline. So instead of attention homeowners, maybe I want to say attention Dallas County homeowners. And same ad copy, and use the same photo as one of the other ones. And then my variable is the headline. And then I want to run another one that has attention homeowners, and then a different photo. And so we're going to split test all the variables that exist. We've got a variable of the headline, we've got the photo, we've got the ad copy, and then we've got the Woofu forms. These are all the variables that exist. So we can set up 5 or 6 different ad variations to the same ad set, and we can collapse the window of time that it would take to single test each one of those, because the only other route is to create one ad to one ad set, let it run for 3 days, look at the performance, digest the analytics, and figure out where the change needs to be made. If we're not producing enough leads, we can say, well, let's test a different headline. Test a different headline, wait 3 or 4 days, look at the analytics again, and say, okay, that didn't really help. Let's change the photo out. Wait 3 or 4 days, and so you can see doing that, it could take you a couple months to find the right combination of headline, photo, ad copy, Woofu links that actually hit pay dirt and start generating leads where you want them to. So what we can do is we can attack all the variables at the same time, because you got one ad set and one ad set budget. So it's $20 a day for the ad set. You can test 10 different ads, and it's still going to just operate off that $20 a day. It's not going to be $20 a day per ad. It's $20 a day for the ad set. And so you can figure out really quickly and look at all those ad sets or all those ad variations to the ad set at once, and you can quickly determine where the best performing combination is at, and then eliminate the other ones. And that's how you're going to get to find out where, get those funnels that are producing leads much quicker than doing it one single variable at a time, once a week, making a change. It'll take you weeks. So you want to get used to using Power Editor, and you can quickly and easily make those changes and manage multiple ads and campaigns at any one time. Make sense?
Question, Sean.
Yep.
You said that when you create one like that through Power Editor, if I set a $20 budget, that budget applies to all the ads in that ad set, not just one ad. Did I understand that correctly?
Correct. Yeah. So when you set your daily budget, you're setting it for that ad set. So if I set a daily budget for Walmart and I want to run 5 different ads to Walmart employees to figure out which ad is going to run the best or which photo gets the best response, it's going to rotate those evenly with that $20 to the same group of people, and then you can see which one they're responding best to.
Okay, cool.
And it won't duplicate, like if you've got 5 different ads under that ad set, will the same person potentially get all 5 ads?
They could if you're running it long enough. They won't see them all at once. They'll see them at different times. But that's what you want, because there's, everybody is going to see and respond to ads differently. Like, I've got the same group of farmers agents, but some farmers agents are really analytical, so they'll respond to ads that give specific numbers in terms of leads and cost per leads and money made and things of that nature from, to see what those produce. Some people are more like, I want to know processes, like what are we learning, social media and and Facebook and Instagram, and hearing about those things appeals to some people. Some people respond really well to videos. Some people respond really well to photos. Some people want to go to the website and poke around on the website before they fill out a form. So it's like I just got to figure out all the different ways and personalities and archetypes that are out there, and how can I appeal to those different people. And then every agent's going to have their own set of problems. Some agents have problems with generating leads. Some people have problems with retention and turnover. Some people need sales help. Some people, everybody's got their own thing. And so it's just kind of poking and prodding at those different pain points that potential customers have with my ads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what you guys want to do is create an ad in Power Editor for your employer, and then maybe run 2 or 3 of those. So create an employer campaign and create 2 or 3 ad sets for employer ads, and then and get those run, and then come up with a new campaign to target something outside of employers. Maybe look at starting with job titles or industries and going there, because those are pretty similar to employers. It's just going to be a different group of people based on their job title rather than working at a specific place. So rather than a specific hospital, you're just going to say, I'll talk to nurses at any hospital. Doesn't matter which hospital. I'm just going to talk to nurses rather than specific hospital employees. So you're broadening it up just a little bit by going with industry or job titles. Create a campaign with, like, the campaign would be job titles, job title leads. And then within that job title leads campaign, you have different ad sets of attorneys, doctors, teachers, lawyers, firefighters, police officers, accountants, all the different job titles that you could think of. So, run one of those as well, or maybe you want to go with industries and focus on particular industries. So work on creating a new campaign in Power Editor for your employer ads, get a couple of those going, and then do one for outside of the employer ads in Power Editor as well. And then what we'll do is we'll take a look at those and dive into the analytics.
All right, so Sean, did we put the existing posts that we've already put on our pages into Power Editor as well, or are we starting a new campaign?
No. Yeah, you just got to start moving forward. You can't collapse one campaign into another campaign, but just moving forward, start a new campaign for your employer ads and just start building all your ad sets inside that campaign.
Okay.
Hey, Sean.
Yep.
When you move into blind posting like this, which a couple of mine running now are blind posted, would you go back and delete and remove the ones that are already on your page? Like if I'm blind posting one on Regions Bank now, would you go back and delete the one that I started on my page?
Just depends on how OCD you are. I mean, it's not going to affect your ad one way or the other. Some people, after they start dark posting, they want to just remove all the ads off their page and then just start fresh, and they'll just redo it again in Power Editor. Some people, they just start moving forward. It's just kind of up to you.
Cool.
All right, guys. So get working on that Power Editor. If you have any questions, post in the group, tag me. I'll post a replay of this page here in about an hour after it gets buffered.